This is the John Brown Alliance, where we don't fear, we fight. In case I forget to say at the end of this video, which I will, if you like this video after it's done, please like and subscribe. The more you do, the more the algorithms will push us up and you'll see more of these videos. And also, it costs nothing to subscribe. Today I would like to have a little conversation with the young people of America, of all races. Between the ages of about 18 and maybe 35, I'm talking to the AOCs of the world. If nobody has ever said this to you, let me be the first. I deeply apologize to you for the world you're being left. Today is June 6th. It's D-Day. It is the day American forces stormed the beach of Normandy. It was the first step in eradicating fascism in Europe and getting rid of Adolf Hitler. When the GIs came home, it was such a proud time in America. And what my generation understood was that was what America stood for. Even though at home there were people who were not white, who were mistreated once they got back home, even though they wore that uniform proudly and thought that it would facilitate some kind of racial equality because they gave the same for the same cause. It did not. Still, time after time after time, many of us put those feelings aside and sent our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, and our children off to war. Today, many of us will go to Washington, D.C. and protest. We will protest because people my age did not mean to leave you this. So it's going to take people of many ages to correct this mistake. We are, most of us, absolutely sorry for what has transpired over the past 30 or 40 years. This was not intended for you. At least most of the good people I know did not intend this. Most of the people who care about the earth, who care about their fellow man, who care about prosperity for everyone, equality, and just everyone in this country believing in the American dream and being able to live it. This, what I saw today, or yesterday now, on my birthday, was an absolute shit show. It was the worst display of adults that I can ever remember in my entire life. This is not, in case you missed it or you've become accustomed to it, the way that leaders, adults, men act. To the younger generation, I want to say, in case nobody told you, a great man does the most he can for his fellow man when no one is looking. He doesn't need to be on television 24/7. He doesn't need to get accolades for anything. He doesn't need attention. That quiet man that does things silently, that nobody acknowledges, that's what life is about. That's what being an American is about. Everything doesn't have to be on YouTube about what you did. Everything doesn't have to be on television. Everybody that needs to do that, and put themselves out there like that's not somebody who's doing good things for a reason. They make those claims and tell you those things because they want you to acknowledge their existence and efforts. Real people who are true to themselves do not need acknowledgement. Let me also say that, unfortunately, I feel at this time that you might be the ones who have to fix this. It's not fair, but it is what it is. We will be the first generation, my generation, that will probably not live as long as my parents. So since some of us are not going to be here much longer, if you don't listen to anything else I say, listen to this. When I was in high school, I had a teacher, and his family members had been killed in the Holocaust. His brother married a black woman, which of course he had no problem with. That wasn't the issue. But he made sure that on his desk he had a picture of his brother and his wife, and he had other family members and all that. So we're sitting there talking about European history, and he has a class with other people. It's not just me. And the most important thing he said to me, and the most important thing anyone has ever told me in my entire life, was question everything. So I sat there and thought about it, and I said, if I question everything, then my mind will never get a rest. I mean, I'll just be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which I am most of the time. And it drove me to find out things. Now, first, when you're told this, you're like, what is this going to do for me? Let me tell you, at 50-something plus years old, I am still alive right now because I questioned everything. So right now, what you see in the news, and you see people celebrating the demise of the Republican Party, which I really wanted to celebrate myself, but I looked beyond that and I said to myself, what are the children seeing? And I'm not getting on anybody who is relieved at this point that some of these things are going on, who believe in democracy and have been fighting for this democracy since January. What I'm saying is, I thought about the children, and they're seeing a bunch of Democratic and Republican misguided, petty, childish assholes in both the House of Representatives and the Congress running their country, deciding to deregulate things, spread out people's personal information, getting rid of jobs, with cuts, without knowing what these people do for the federal government. Let us not forget the millions of people who died from COVID because of negligence. Let us not forget the women who every day are dying because of the abortion laws. Let us not forget the 99-year-old man in Mississippi who can't vote right now because of voter suppression. And I thought to myself, are we getting a little too sidetracked with these other things and not seeing the big picture? I don't know about you, but for some of us, our purpose here is so that our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren do not witness what we witness, or have the mental capacity to fathom something like this. Long time ago, when I was back in school, we couldn't have imagined someone like Donald Trump. Fascism was the furthest thing from our minds. That was something that happened in Europe. That was something that happened somewhere else. Gestapo's running down the street and masked men. You know, we didn't have to worry about that stuff. All we had to worry about was graduating. We didn't have to worry about getting shot in school. We didn't have to worry about our parents being grabbed up at the grocery store and deported. These were things we passed on to you. And now we owe you to fix it. I'm hoping we can. But if we can't, then you have to fix it for your children. So all is not lost. What I'm saying is, there is a deeper lesson in all of this. We can't get stuck on what's going on in the news every 5 minutes. Take a break, reassess, and understand what you have to do to make what you believe in come to pass. And do that. Don't listen to this person or that person. Don't listen to me if you don't agree with me. But just be honest with yourself. Be honest with us. Be honest about the colossal fuck up that you are witnessing right now. It is what it is. It is absolutely the worst case scenario in America. And anybody that tells you any different is lying. This is the bottom. One way or another, we have to find ourselves to the other side. We can only do that together. And I'm not talking about whites against Muslims and this group against that. I'm talking about together. Because the only way that any of us is going to survive at this rate is to kill one another. And that's bad. That's not something you want to do. If your neighbor was your neighbor last week, he should be your neighbor tomorrow. I have lost so many friends behind this Trump shit that I'm just completely cut off from everybody. But what we had 10 years ago is not worth what people are saying they're about to do for this man. I'm talking to the military and I'm talking to law enforcement. The choice you make now decides whether or not your children's rights and your grandchildren's rights will be protected in the future. Do not think you are immune because you sided with this or the color of your skin. Everyone in this country who is not Donald Trump, the Trump family, anybody who is in bed with him is at risk. Please take this seriously. And once again, to the people younger than me in America, I deeply apologize for where we are. I really do. And I'm hoping tomorrow will be my first step in doing something to correct that. Now, this isn't my first rodeo. I've been doing this all my life. But I want you to know that some of us out there are thinking just about you. For unity, preservation, and liberation of the next 7 generations. You have a great day.